In today's video, we are going to talk about why do we overthink? And especially as a woman, we overthink everything. We overthink our decision, we overthink what we say, we overthink, over-rehearse even our conversation. But why do we do that? Where all these are coming from? So basically, overthinking is a response to self-doubt. And essentially, when we are over-analyzing every single thing that we are going to do, for example, let's say you said that you are going to do a particular task, but you overanalyze everything, you overthink everything, you all of a sudden start to think what other people are going to say. If I do this, am I going to be successful? I recently received a comment from one of the viewer, and she said that she suffers with overthinking and she wanted to stop overthinking and she actually wanted to start working, like start acting on whatever things that she wanted to do. And I am here to tell you that, my friend, you're not alone. We all have the overthinking issue. This is something ingrained in us because as a woman, especially growing up, our parents always put this self-doubt in us that whatever you wanted to do, you make sure there is a result, meaning perfectionism. We all are perfectionists, and it's a common trait that if you see any perfectionist, they all have this overthinking issue because they overanalyze everything. They want to make sure whatever action they're taking, if there is no result, then we're not taking that action. And I was exactly like this until this date when I'm making decision, when I'm negotiating, when I am making deals with people. Don't you think I overthink all the time? I overthink all the time. I run different difficult scenario in my head all the time. Today I had to do this morning, I had to do a negotiation deal with one of my business person, and I yesterday slept crying because I felt yesterday everything is collapsing, nothing is working out the way that I wanted. Why? Because in my head, I have this narrative. So we all carry a blueprint. By 25, I should be doing this. By 27, I should be doing this. By 30, I should have one kid. By 32, I should have another kid. By 40, my kid should be this. At 50, I should retire. We carry this blueprint. And when life doesn't work according to the blueprint, we start to think that things are not working out. And same for my case. When things were not going the direction that I wanted it to go, I start overthinking because it's not following my blueprint. But life actually never follows any blueprint. It's a good idea to make a plan. It's a good idea to have a goals, but doesn't mean that you have to control every detail. So what my viewer said that she wanted to start act. So why she is not acting, she's overthinking because she's analyzing every detail too much to a level that she is self-sabotaging herself. And this is how we all do it. And going back to what I just said, that when we were a child, our parents always raised us in a way that they want for us to have a perfect adulthood. They want a perfect job. They want a perfect everything. But they're not realizing there's no such thing as perfection. And as being a mom, I'm very mindful of the word even perfect. I try not to say it in front of my child because it's kind of like a trigger, because every time you say perfect, so they feels like they have to be at this level. They have to perform at certain level. And this is what a lot of people suffer with that. I till this date overthink. There is no way that you are going to take away overthinking. It's just that you have to start acting even when you feel like 90% it may work out, but 10% it may not work out. You will never know anything. If you want to only act when you think you are going to be ready, then you're never going to act, because you are never going to know what is going to work for you. Like if you look in the past, we don't know a lot of things in our life, but we act in a way that we have some faith. Think of this way, every night when we sleep, we have some faith that the sun's gonna shine tomorrow, that tomorrow's gonna come. There's a light after the darkness. We have a faith because we have seen pattern. Every night there is a morning and then the sun comes up. So same way, you have to build that pattern in your life. And this is how I did it. Every time I overthink, I tell myself I'm going to take an action. And by taking an action, even if it is small, you don't have to take a big action. You just have to take small action. Every time you take a small action, you are building towards the big step. You don't have to take a big step. For example, she is looking for a job and she can't find a job. I'm pretty sure that this is not the career that you wanted to do. Let's say you wanted to do something else, but you're not sure. You don't want to commit 100% to that career. You can start looking into it. You can start following people who are doing that thing. If, for example, in my case, when I wanted to start my business, I start following people who are doing business. I start following people who are in the self-development space, who are doing the things that I like or doing the things that I want to do. And this is how I get my inspiration, by looking at them. Sometimes it is hard to find those people in our real life. It's very challenging because you may not have all those people around you, but with internet, you can literally talk to anyone out there. You can literally message them. You can follow them on LinkedIn. You can reach out to them. Then you can ask them all the questions that you wanted to ask. And now going back to what I was just saying about the overthinking, that is not focused only on the job. Sometimes overthinking is also about every little decision. For example, you are in a bad marriage and you know that by breaking this relationship, you are going to have a beautiful life, but you're overthinking, what if it's not going to work out? What if I'm going to fall for another guy and this is going to turn out to the same thing? What if I'm going to fail? What if I'm not going to survive? For example, you want to start a business. You overanalyze everything. And there's no way to know anything. There's no way. Unless you literally find a genie that will tell you and show you everything. Even then, there's no way that we are going to find out what is going to work out for us and what is not. And honestly, I feel like this is kind of like I recently learned that it's not so much about the destination, it's about the journey. So if you are stuck in this overthinking period and you're thinking, what if it's not going to work out? What if it's not going to work out? Let's say if it's not going to work out, you are still going to learn some lessons. But because you are afraid of making mistakes, because in your childhood, when you made a mistake, your parents yelled at you, they screamed at you, they criticized you. And this is why you grow up as an adult and worrying about every little thing. And this literally goes back to the same childhood. And I was the same. Growing up, making a mistake, it's a big thing for me. Parents would say things like, we told you this thing is not going to work out. You waste your time, you waste your money, you waste everything. And because they criticize you as an adult, we overthink every step. We think about what our parents gonna say. We think about what our extended family gonna say. We think about what our friends gonna say, our neighbor gonna say. But who cares about those? The people who are going to say anything are literally the people they're gonna sit there and they're not gonna take action at all. Do you think when I make these videos and when I post them, don't overthink about it, what other people gonna say? But it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is I am helping somebody. I am helping somebody on the other side of the internet. And she needs to hear these things. I was that person before. I was looking for somebody that I can relate to. I was looking for somebody that is more relatable to me, that looks like me and went through life like me. Because I tell myself that overthinking is just self-sabotaging, and no matter what, I have to take an action. So you have to cancel all the noise around you. You have to almost tell your brain that stop listening to people, stop thinking about being perfect, and there's no such thing as failing. It's always a lesson. Yes, you may spend 3 or 5 or 1 year thinking and doing about these things, but eventually you will learn a lot. And taking a small action will make you closer to the big thing that you wanted to do. And when it comes to taking an action, what the most important thing is, once you cancel the noise outside, you go inwards. You have to listen what your heart is saying, because if you are not listening to your heart, then you have no idea. But because you listen so much of the noise. You listen so much what people are saying. You listen to everybody else, but you never listen to yourself. And all the answers are within you, in your heart. They're not out there. The answer is not somebody else's suggestion. The answer is within you. When you go inward, when you go quiet, you listen to yourself. What is that you want to do? And why are you overthinking? You almost have to talk to yourself like you're solving a case. So when you overthink, for example, before starting a business, I was overthinking, oh, who leaves a job at 36? I have a son, I have a mortgage, I have a house. How I'm gonna pay myself if I'm leaving this job? What if my business not gonna work? I will never know what is going to work, what is not. But I still took the step. I still make this decision. I still launch my brand. How do I know the thing's gonna work out? No, I won't know until I take the action. If you keep thinking, oh, you wanna go for a run, you wanted to join the gym, but you don't know if you can do it or not, just join. Go for a run, and you are going to learn so much about it. You are going to learn that your knees hurt. You're going to learn that your body hurts. When you go to gym, physically your body hurts. And you will learn these things only by taking action. If you wanted to quit your job and your overthinking is, oh, but my boss is okay. What if the other people are not good? What if the new job, the new boss is not going to be good? The team is not going to be good? What if they lay me off? Well, you don't know. What if you are missing out the best workplace ever? What if you are going to get high salary, great team, maybe flexibility you never thought you're going to get until you take a step? So, my friend, if you are overthinking about the action that you need to take, there is nothing anyone can do beside give you a confidence, beside giving you an advice that go for it. Go with the thing that you wanted to do, that you know in your heart. But the most important thing is, whatever you want to do, you want to make sure that it's coming from you, not from all the noises that you hear from outside. If you're following somebody else's noises, you are following their decision. You are following their destiny. And that was the mistake that I did. For longest time, I was listening somebody else's advice on my career, and I followed the path for 12 years. Where it took me? Nowhere. Because I never listened to myself. When I start listening to myself, it's my own decision. Even if I fail, it's my fucking decision because I made it. I made this decision and I'm going to stand for it. Even if I fail. There's no such thing as fail, but even if things are not work out, I will learn so much. Who cares if things not gonna work out? Your life is not that short. And life is short when you're living a miserable life. Life is not short when you wanted to make a change. I know it's counterintuitive, but if you think about it, think of this way, that you are going to live whole life on somebody else's decision, on somebody else's power, somebody else's decision, somebody else decided your fate. And now you're living miserably every single day. How does that feel like? Living in pain every single day. And now think of this way, if you decided to do something, if you decided to walk away from a marriage, and it's not going to be easy. It's never going to be easy. Who said that life is easy? Nobody said that life is going to be easy. But it's all depend on you, what decision you make, what path you choose. And there is nobody can do that. If you're thinking that I want to take a decision when I am fearless, then I have a story to share. I took my son to swimming and he's learning to swim, and he was worried about going under the water, and he kept saying to me, Mama, I'm scared. And I said this to him. And I want to say this. I want to share here. I said that to him. You are never going to not feel scared. You're of course going to feel scared because it is scary. Going under the water, doing the things that you've never done is going to feel scared. But confidence is not going to show up on its own. Moving in fear is going to bring that confidence to you. Moving in fear is going to break that fear feeling that you have. And same goes with us. When we want to do something, we're not going to feel fearless because we have some sort of motivation and confidence just showed up at our doorstep. No, we're still going to feel scared. But the thing is, when you take that decision while feeling scared, while being fearful, You are walking right into that decision with a faith inside of you that things are going to work out. Yes, I'm still scared. Don't you think that that is going to bring you a real confidence? There's no such thing as confidence showing up before. Like, trust me, when I go and talk to people, I do negotiation with people, I walk in the rooms, I still feel scared. And it's normal. It's a normal trauma response that our body has. It's like the fear of failure, fear of doing the things that we have never done. But walking in fear is going to bring you the success, is going to bring you the true freedom that you're looking for. And if you are somebody that always overthink and always think negative, then I'm going to share something with you. Start writing down all the fears that you have. Just write down. And I have done it myself. If you write down, you're going to start realizing, wait, what a second, that is not going to happen. Wait, this thing is irrelevant. I don't think I'm being rational here. You will start to realize that a lot of things that you have in your brain, it's all in your head. When you start writing, you are yourself going to remove all the fear that you have comes from overthinking. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any suggestion for new videos, if you have any suggestion or question you have, I would be very happy, because my goal is here to share my journey. My goal is here to share the things that I wish I knew. And I am so happy if I can help one person by watching these videos. Thank you so much, and hope you stick around, and we'll see you in the next time. Bye.